Imagine a moment, a single experiment in 1801 that cracked open the very fabric of reality as we knew it. What unfolded that day wasn't just a scientific finding, it was a glimpse behind the curtain, revealing a truth so profound it continues to ripple through our understanding of existence. Even now, surrounded by technology born from this revelation, the sheer implications often escape us. We're talking about the double slit experiment, the bedrock of quantum mechanics. This wasn't just about how light behaves, it was a stark unveiling of how reality itself is constructed. This experiment didn't just nudge physics, it throws us headfirst into the deep end of questions about reality, consciousness, and the very nature of being. Prepare to witness one of the most significant aha moments in human history. Today we're diving into the science of how you actively participate in creating your reality. Enter Thomas Young, a polymath born in England in 1773. More than just a physicist, he was a physician, a master linguist, and even played a crucial role in deciphering the Rosetta Stone. His grasp of optics, acoustics, and countless other fields was legendary. They called him the last man who knew everything, a testament to his insatiable curiosity and boundless intellect. In 1801, driven by a quest to resolve a fundamental debate, he conceived an experiment that would forever alter our perception of light, and consequently, reality itself. The scientific community was locked in a tug-of-war. Was light composed of minuscule particles, as the esteemed Isaac Newton proposed? Or did it propagate as waves, as others contended? Young, with his ingenious mind, devised a deceptively simple experiment to settle the score. He began with a single source of light, a humble candle in those pre-electricity days. He directed this light through a pinhole, creating a narrow, focused beam. This beam then shone upon a barrier pierced with two incredibly fine, closely spaced slits. Behind this barrier stood a pristine white screen, ready to capture the light's behavior. Young reasoned that if light were indeed particles, like tiny bullets fired through the slits, the screen would simply display two distinct bright lines directly behind each opening. It was a logical prediction, the particles traveling straight through one slit or the other to their target. But what materialized on the screen defied this expectation. Instead of two clean lines, an intricate pattern of alternating bright and dark stripes emerged, eerily reminiscent of ripples intertwining on the surface of water. This could only mean one thing. Light wasn't merely a stream of independent particles. It behaved as waves, simultaneously traversing both slits. As these waves passed through, they spread out and interacted. Where the crests of two waves met, they reinforced each other, creating bright bands, constructive interference. Conversely, where a crest met a trough, they canceled out, resulting in dark bands, destructive interference. Young's conclusion was irrefutable. Light possessed a wave nature, a revolutionary idea that challenged the prevailing scientific dogma. Fast forward over a century, as the enigmatic realm of quantum physics began to unfold. Scientists, armed with far more sophisticated tools, revisited the double slit experiment, this time using individual quantum particles like electrons and photons. They fired these particles one by one at the double slits, meticulously observing their behavior. The results were astonishing. Even when single particles were sent through, the telltale interference pattern stubbornly reappeared on the screen. This suggested that each individual particle was somehow passing through both slits simultaneously, behaving like a wave and interfering with itself. But the strangeness didn't end there. In a bid to understand this bizarre duality, they introduced detectors to observe which slit each particle actually traversed. The moment a measurement was made, the interference pattern vanished. The particles now behaved exactly as Newton had predicted centuries earlier. They passed through one slit or the other, leaving behind only two distinct lines. This mind-boggling observation revealed that the very act of observation fundamentally altered the behavior of the quantum particles. The act of looking seemed to force them to choose a single path, collapsing their wave-like nature into particle-like behavior. Werner Heisenberg, a pivotal figure in quantum physics, termed this wave function collapse, and it became a cornerstone of quantum theory. Essentially, before being observed, quantum particles exist in a state of superposition, a realm of infinite possibilities where all potential states coexist simultaneously. But the instant they are observed, they snap into a single, definite state. The Double Slit Experiment unveiled a profound truth. At the quantum level, reality isn't a fixed, objective entity. Instead, it's a fluid field of possibilities that crystallizes into a definite form only through interaction with an observer. This raises a question that has echoed through philosophical and scientific circles for decades. What is the role of the observer in the grand tapestry of the universe? Human consciousness, often perceived as separate from the physical world, appears to play a fundamental role in shaping the very fabric of matter at the quantum level. But the ancient wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus offered a glimpse of this connection long ago. As above, so below. Imagine standing before a closed door. Behind it, a multitude of possibilities exist: a playful dog, a serene cat, or perhaps nothing at all. These possibilities remain suspended until you open the door and observe what lies within. In the quantum realm, particles exist in a similar state of superposition, an unmanifested cloud of potential. But the moment you direct your attention, your measurement, your observation towards one of these particles, something extraordinary happens. The myriad of possibilities instantaneously collapses, and only one concrete reality emerges. This is the essence of the collapse of the wave function, the observer's focused attention transforming potentiality into actuality. In the theater of your life, this principle plays out constantly. Whatever you fixate upon, whatever absorbs, your thoughts, energy, and intentions, begins to solidify and take form in your reality. Whether it's a cherished dream, a significant goal, or a meaningful relationship, your focused attention acts as the observer, shaping its trajectory. Conversely, dwelling on worries and anxieties only serves to amplify those negative realities. But when you consciously shift your focus towards solutions, towards possibilities, that is the reality you begin to cultivate. Consider someone grappling with financial hardship, their mind perpetually consumed by thoughts of debt. This unwavering focus only strengthens the grip of that reality. But if they consciously redirect their mental energy towards strategies for generating income, towards opportunities and connections that could alleviate their situation, a new reality, filled with potential solutions, begins to emerge. If you find yourself feeling trapped by limitations, the collapse of the wave function offers a powerful message. These limitations are not immutable. A universe of possibilities awaits, ready to manifest as soon as you redirect your observational lens. Remember the first Hermetic principle: the universe is mental. Thomas Young's groundbreaking experiment served as the catalyst for quantum mechanics and its far-reaching implications. Yet, among the profound insights it unveiled, the concept of the quantum vacuum stands as a cornerstone for understanding the very nature of existence. Envision peering at your hand through an impossibly powerful microscope. Initially, you would discern the intricate network of skin cells. Zooming in further would reveal the underlying molecules, then the familiar structure of atoms with their central nuclei of protons and neutrons orbited by electrons. Delve even deeper, and you would encounter quarks, the fundamental building blocks of protons and neutrons. Beyond this, our current scientific understanding becomes less certain. One theoretical framework posits the existence of superstrings, while another suggests the pervasive Higgs boson field, responsible for endowing particles with mass. But what lies beneath even these fundamental layers? The answer, according to quantum physics, is the quantum vacuum, an infinite reservoir of fundamental energy. Everything that exists, without exception, arises from this boundless source. The energy that ceaselessly fluctuates within the quantum vacuum interacts with the Higgs boson field, which itself originates from the quantum vacuum, imbuing quarks with mass. These quarks then coalesce to form protons and neutrons, which in turn assemble into atoms. Atoms bind together to create molecules, which organize into cells, then tissues, organs, and ultimately, the physical bodies of all living beings, including ourselves. This is the profound yet simple truth. Everything originates from the quantum vacuum. It is the fundamental essence of all existence. Everything else is either a manifestation of it or a specific way in which it organizes itself. Any other explanations are merely metaphors, and any metaphor serves its purpose as long as it's metaphorical. Nature is understood. We are all without exception composed of this fundamental energy, this quantum vacuum. It permeates everything, from the most infinitesimal point to the vast expanse of galaxies, galaxy clusters, and the entire cosmos. Nothing exists outside the quantum vacuum. It is everything. It is the pure, undifferentiated energy that underlies all matter and mass. Mass only emerges when this energy interacts with the Higgs boson field, which, crucially, also originates from the quantum vacuum. When humanity truly grasps this fundamental unity, when we internalize that we and everything around us are expressions of the same quantum vacuum, the illusion of separation will dissolve, and all the problems born from it will cease to exist. Being a manifestation of the quantum vacuum means that its very essence resides within each and every one of us. This intrinsic connection is often referred to as the divine spark, an individual facet of the quantum vacuum, like a unique fingerprint of the infinite. Every living being carries this individual divine spark, emanating from the same universal source. The spark is the quantum vacuum in its individualized form. Understanding and, more importantly, feeling this profound connection is the essence of enlightenment. An enlightened individual is not merely someone who intellectually comprehends this truth, but someone who deeply feels this interconnectedness. Feeling is paramount here. Without experiencing the divine spark within, intellectual acceptance remains insufficient, and the illusion of separation persists. To truly love the all, one must feel that the all constitutes the deepest essence of everything that exists. The individual and the all are fundamentally the same, but this unity must be felt in the core of one's being. When this feeling of interconnectedness takes root, an individual begins to relinquish the need for control, allowing the all to orchestrate the unfolding of life. This is what it means to let go of the ego, to step aside and allow the divine spark to guide actions, setting aside personal agendas and trusting the wisdom of the universal energy. Without this surrender, the ego-driven mind attempts to control life based on limited individual perception. Inevitably, this leads to conflict and suffering, as trying to manipulate a reality fundamentally formed by the all is inherently illogical and ultimately futile. Releasing the ego and surrendering to the guidance of the spark is not a call for passivity. Quite the contrary. It necessitates actively engaging with life, pursuing our endeavors, learning and growing, so that the divine spark has a well-equipped vehicle through which to express itself. Remember, the spark resides within our bodies, and the body serves as its instrument. This instrument must be nurtured and refined. Problems persist and accumulate until an individual recognizes and accepts the existence of this inner divine spark. Suffering is not a prerequisite for this realization. Simple acceptance holds the key to dissolving the illusion of separation. Suffering arises from resisting the fundamental truth that everything is the all, and the all is everything that exists. It's akin to a cell within a liver denying its integral connection to the larger organism. We are within the all. The all is within us. One is all, and all is one. Every act of war, enslavement, murder, abuse, exploitation, every manifestation of suffering stems from the illusion of separation, the failure to recognize the inherent interconnectedness of all things. When you inflict harm upon another, you are, in essence, harming yourself. Now consider the attributes traditionally ascribed to God: omnipresence, omnipotence, omniscience. The quantum vacuum, the boundless ocean of potential energy from which all existence springs, embodies these very qualities. It is present in everything, making it omnipresent. It is a field of infinite possibilities, capable of manifesting anything, rendering it omnipotent. And because it is the fundamental essence of all that is, it is inherently aware of everything that transpires, making it omniscient. For those who still seek to understand, the quantum vacuum is God, the Creator, the ultimate source, the Tao. Comprehending the nature of the quantum vacuum is comprehending the nature of the divine, the primal origin of all that exists. If humanity collectively grasped this profound unity, all conflict, exploitation, suffering, and deprivation would cease.